Okay, let us solve another problem. Okay, determine the diameter of a circular rod. So determine the diameter of a circular rod made of ductile material with a large fatigue strength. Okay, completely reversed stress. Sigma E is equal to 280 MPa. So sigma E means endurance strength, and a tensile yield strength of 350 MPa. So tensile yield strength denoted by sigma Y. Okay. The member is subjected to a varying axial load from 700 kilonewton to minus 300 kilonewton. Okay. Assume Kt is equal to 1.8 and Fs is equal to 2. Where Kt means, what is mean by Kt? Kt is the theoretical stress concentration factor. Okay. And factor of safety, Fs is equal to 2. So here the load varying, okay, the load varying from 700 kilonewton to minus 300 kilonewton. So 700 kilonewton to minus 300 kilonewton. So the load is completely reversal stress, okay, or alternating stress. Okay, from the minimum load is minus 300 kilonewton and maximum load is what is the maximum load here? So the maximum load is 700 maximum 700 kilonewton and minimum load is minus 300 kilonewton. Okay, fine. Now the solution. Okay. So first of all, understand the question. Okay. So what is and observe what is the given data. Okay. What is the given data? Okay. Just initially write down the given data. So what is the given data? So here the given data is so subjected to axial load. So axial load. So minimum axial load and maximum axial load. So maximum axial load and minimum. So what is the maximum load here? 700 kilonewton. And the minimum axial load minus 300 kilonewton. Minus 300 kilonewton. So positive means tensile load and negative means it is a compressive load. Okay, tensile load and compressive load. Okay, fine. Now initially calculate what is the mean load. Okay, mean load. Okay, and as well as variable load. Mean load and variable load. What is mean load? So maximum load plus minimum load by 2 divided by 2. So similarly, what is variable load? Maximum load minus minimum load by divided by 2. Simply calculate what is the mean load here. So maximum load means 700 kilonewton. Then 700 kilonewton plus. So minimum load means minus 300 kilonewton divided by 2. Okay. So now 700 minus into plus minus 700 minus 300 400 400 divided by 2. So then the final answer is 200 kilonewton. Okay, 200 kilonewton. Again variable load. So variable here is the variable load. So W maximum 700 minus of 300. Okay, minus 300 divided by 2. So minus into minus plus 700 plus 300 1000. So 1000 divided by 2. So the final answer is 500 kilonewton. Okay. Now calculate mean stress and variable stress. What is mean stress? Mean stress. Mean stress. So mean stress sigma m is equal to, from Hooke's law we know that stress is equal to resistance force per unit area. So here the mean stress is equal to mean load by area, Wm by area. So here area of the rod. Okay, the problem is related to here we have to find the diameter of the rod. Okay, so diameter of the rod generally it is in the form of circular cross section. Okay, so circular cross section area is equal to, what is the formula? So Wm is equal to 200 into 10 cube Newton, because 1 kilonewton is equal to 10 cube Newton. Okay, 1000 Newton. Okay, divided by, okay, area of the rod. So circular cross section pi by 4 into d square. So let small d is the diameter of the rod. So where small d is equal to diameter of the rod. Diameter of the rod in mm. Let us say in mm. Diameter of the rod. Okay. So pi by 4 means 0.7854. Okay. 0.7854. Then sigma m is equal to, so 200 into 10 cube divided by 0. So pi by 4 means the final value 0.7854. Okay, into d square. Okay. Now solve this 200 into 10 cube divided 0.7854. After calculating this equation, the final value is 254.7. 254.7 into 10 cube. Okay, this is the value of mean stress. Let us say 1. Okay. Now, let us calculate variable stress. Similarly, variable stress, okay, mean stress and variable stress. What is variable stress? Sigma V is equal to variable load divided by area. Okay, variable load divided by area. So, what is variable load? 500 into 10 cube. The value of variable load 500 into 10 cube divided by area. So again, area means pi by 4 into d square for circular rod. Okay. So again, now, so after calculating, okay. So 500 into 10 cube divided by, again pi by 4 means 0.7854. So after calculating this relation, then we will get 636.62. 630.62 into 10 cube divided by d square. Okay, is it okay? 2. Okay, so 1 and 2, mean stress and variable stress. Okay, and again the sigma E is equal to, so it is already given in the question. What is the value of sigma E? 280 MPa. So endurance strength sigma E is equal to 280 MPa, and yield strength also given. What is the value of yield strength? So sigma y is equal to 350 MPa. So yield strength 350 MPa. Yield strength is equal to sigma y 350 MPa. Okay. So again you can see that in the question there is no ultimate strength. Okay. So it means we have 3 theories of failure. So actually we have 3 theories of failures for design to design any component which is subjected to fluctuating stresses or fatigue. Okay, what are they are Goodman theory and Soderberg theory and the Gerber parabola. Okay, and Gerber parabola. Okay, so here Goodman theory is the design is based on, for Goodman theory design is based on ultimate strength. Okay, very very important, remember ultimate strength. Whereas for Soderberg theory the design is based on yield strength. So this theory is used when the design is based on yield strength. Okay, yield strength. So fine. So here we have only the in the given question. Okay, here we have only the yield strength. So we have to solve this problem by using Soderberg method, because in Soderberg method the design is based on the yield strength. So here yield strength is only the design parameter. Okay, so we have to follow Soderberg method using Soderberg theory. So we know that factor 1 by factor of safety is equal to, what is the formula? Sigma m by sigma y. Okay, because Soderberg theory is based on that. Okay, design is based on yield strength. Sigma v by sigma e. Okay, and the factor of safety is already given. What is the value of factor of safety? Factor of safety is equal to 2, and kT is also given, theoretical stress concentration factor. kT is equal to how much? kT is equal to 1.8. Okay. So now this formula is modified, means simply this kT is multiplied with sigma m, okay, because here in this problem the theoretical stress concentration is considered. So theoretical stress concentration is considered, so that kT is multiplied with sigma m. Suppose fatigue stress concentration factor is considered, then that kf, okay, generally denoted by kf, that kf is multiplied with sigma v, okay, remember. Okay, kT, theoretical stress concentration factor, is multiplied with sigma m, okay, it means mean stress, and the fatigue stress concentration factor is given, means you simply multiply the kf with sigma v, okay, fine. Now substitute all the values here, okay, so 1 by factor of 70 means 2, so what is sigma m, okay, sigma m value 254.7, okay, divided by into 10 cube, 10 cube divided by d square, and what is the value of sigma y? 280 MPa, okay, into kT. So the value of kT is 1.8. Value of kT is 1.8. Okay. Plus. So again sigma v. So sigma v value 6. 26 point. How much? 626 point. Sorry, 636.62. Okay, right. 636.62 divided by d square into what is sigma e? So here, okay, sorry. Here sigma y, yield strength, is equal to how much? Here the yield strength is equal to 350 MPa. Okay, and the endurance strength is 280 MPa. Now take 1 by d square as a common, so 1 by d square, okay, take it as a common, okay, again 1 by 2. Now solve this, okay, now calculate these relations, okay, I mean these equations, then the final answers, okay, 1309, okay, just use calculator and calculate the values of these two terms, then the final values are 1309.88 and 2273.64. Okay, please check. And 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by d square. Okay, now add these two terms, then the answer, the final answer 3583 point, the answer is 52. 3583.52. Okay. Now again it can be rewritten as d square is equal to, okay, let us take this 1 by 2 to the right hand side and d square to the left hand side, then it becomes d square is equal to 2 into 3583.52, then answer is 71. Okay, so just 2 times of 3583.52, we will get 7167.04. Now d becomes, d is equal to root over 7167.04, and the diameter of the rod d is equal to 85 mm, is nearly equal to 85 mm. Okay, so hence diameter of the rod, diameter of the rod d is equal to 85 mm based on Soderberg